Welcome back. We are in Chapter 2, the marketing of the experience. And as shared in our introduction, this chapter to me is incredibly important because marketing becomes really impossible in our organizations when our why isn't really solid. Why are we doing what we're doing, and what kind of experience are we creating for visitors and our guests and our employees and our volunteers and our donors? Chapter 1, we talked about this concept. We've moved from a very product to a service orientation to quote-unquote an experience. But you too indicated in the discussion board of what's next in 2020. And so this chapter on experiences is current in terms of where we should be. But again, I go back to our HTM organizations there. Are we creating experiences for guests and visitors and employees and donors and all the stakeholders we serve, or are we just providing services? So I want us to spend a couple minutes really in this chapter and talk and share with you some examples of when organizations got it right early on. And the first is back in 1997. A MasterCard commercial to me was the iconic experience type of marketing communication delivery. So take a look at this and let us think back to experiences.
2 tickets, $28. 2 hot dogs, 2 popcorns, and 2 sodas, $18. 1 autographed baseball, $45. Real conversation with 11-year-old son, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over, even Major League ballparks.
To me, that's a perfect example of an organization that really embodied the experience early on. It's a credit card company who talks about the power of our industry in changing people's lives. Yet I'm not sure we talk about our own industry that way and really the power of what we do. But it's always fascinating to me that their commercials surround our industry and what we do. So thinking about the experiences we deliver, and I want to highlight some of the things from our chapter. So specifically in this chapter, there's one kind of core definition written all the way back in 2003 that talked about today's consumers increasingly desire neither goods nor services, but these sensation-filled experiences that engage them in a personal and memorable way. You know, way back in 1997, that MasterCard commercial did that. People could relate, they could empathize, and they were ready to whip out their credit card to make those purchases. Because if you could change my life, if you could enhance my life, if you could make my relationship with my child even better, then shoot, we're going to the ball game. So when we think of those kinds of things, there's some more modern examples that are more near and dear to our heart. And one would be our very own Pure Michigan campaign that is 10 years old this year, but really has won many awards, and people also say how it engages them emotionally. Take a look.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Ja, ontzettend leuk. Persoonlijk vind ik hem gewoon een aanwinst voor het bedrijf. En hij kan ook echt iets wat niemand anders kan. Ons primaire doel is om gevonden voorwerpen zo snel mogelijk terug te brengen naar de eigenaar. We houden daarvoor een social media in de gaten en de crew die na elke vlucht het vliegtuig checkt. Ik vind het ook wel heel erg leuk dat we natuurlijk een beetje hulp daarbij krijgen.
trainen op spierkracht, uithoudingsvermogen en socialiseren. Hè? Ja, en als je die reacties ziet, dan is dat eigenlijk wel heel mooi.
Hij komt regelmatig langs, maar ja, ik moet ook eerlijk bekennen, ik verwen hem ook wel.
Mind your step. Mind your step.